Ain't no doubt. Storm Ether, Cloud Walker, chilling with my man DJ Chillin'.
Chillin'.
Yeah, you know what it is for real. One of the best sound engineers in Auckland, New Zealand.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so anyway. We have moments.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, let me know what projects are coming up.
Yeah, well, the main thing that I'm working on at the moment is Prod, Crossbeat Pollination.
Yeah.
It's a project we started up at the beginning of New Zealand Music Month. And that is a showcase for music producers from our local underground music community.
For real.
So every week we have a selection of producers come through and just generously take us through their creative process. So they'll bring through records and tapes and other tracks that they have sampled from to make their beats, or also just tracks that they've used as inspiration and as reference for their music as well.
Yeah.
It's a midweek thing, but rather than being a focus on not just a normal student club night, the buzz of these ones is that you come together as a music nerd, as an enthusiast, as somebody that's at home doing your own production in the bedroom as well, just to see what other people are doing, see what innovative, creative things they're doing, and have a conversation about that. And then when the tracks are too bumping to control yourself, then you can move about a bit. Yeah. And all these producers are obviously making tracks for other MCs and shit, so they're coming through and bringing the MCs that they produce for, and they're jumping on the mic as well. And then anyone who's itching to flick some of their bars can jump on the mic as well when the guys feel comfortable. But yeah, it's almost a workshop buzz.
I think it's a brilliant innovation, because a lot of young musicians out there trying to find the producer, trying to find somebody with beats who throws down.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it was a brilliant innovation on your behalf.
I mean, the thing about it is that so much of this stuff is happening behind closed bedroom doors. All the collaboration, all the creative exchanges are just happening online.
Yeah.
Nobody's meeting face to face. You can never put a face to a name, and you have to you're seeing a mixtape and seeing it's produced by, but that's you can send them an email or Facebook message, but you're never going to hear back from them. Face to face is where it's at.
I'm feeling you, man. Like, having worked with you and having worked with different producers, there's just a different kind of chemistry when you do it face to face. The beat is there. I mean, you do my acoustic. The man who does my acoustics make me sound good. I ain't that good. He makes me sound good. Killed us on the poetry night, man. Just slammed it down.
Yeah. Thanks. I mean,
Nah, it's real. It's real. I don't kiss ass. I'm just telling you the real. So okay, what was like the motivation?
I mean, like,
was it like a frustration, or was it just
like with the amount of music that's out there at the moment, with the how far like technology has come in terms of like making your own stuff. You don't have to drop $10K to go into a studio anymore. You spend $200 on a MIDI controller, $1,000 on a laptop or something, and you're good to go. You've got a $10,000 music studio. What was a $10,000 music studio like 10 years ago? And so everybody has access to that. So everybody's making really amazing stuff, and they're checking it on SoundCloud and on YouTube and Mixcloud and what have you. Instagram, but it's just another drop in the ocean of everybody doing the exact same thing. So you can make something brilliant and you could chuck it up there and then just hope for the best. And like, how many Facebook pages of producers have got 100, 200 page likes on it, or 100, 200 listens on SoundCloud? And then it's like, how do you break through that? And how do you get the attention of the other people doing? Because you could be making amazing shit, but you're just another drop in the ocean, so no one's ever going to see it, or they've got to wait. Okay, so in 24 hours, your Facebook, your SoundCloud, like my SoundCloud stream, in 24 hours, I'm not going to be able to catch up to myself. If I start listening at midnight, and I start listening, then by the time 24 hours has passed, I've got like 2 more days worth of stuff that's already come in on it,
Yes.
So you can chuck it on there and you're just yelling into the wind. So you need a different outlet. You need a different sort of place where you can showcase, where producers have an opportunity to showcase their stuff. Yeah.
So production is like your core.
For this thing, yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing lots of different events and stuff. You know, Exile's doing his ciphers every 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
And then there's other open mics involving like singing, open mics involving poetry, open mics involving actually just jamming on instruments and stuff.
So you're like industry.
So
at the end of the day, you're going to be like industry.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just if you create all of these outlets, all of these showcases for people who are doing different things, then the producers can go to the jam nights and see what amazing talent there is on the drums and on the bass and on the keys and things like that. So they can be tapping these people on the shoulders to help them out with their productions, and the MCs can find producers to produce for their styles, and you know, like, and then that's I mean, it's called crossbeat pollination, and it's not really just the producers' night that's crossbeat pollination. So it's a cross pollination across all of the creatives. And you know, the people who come down aren't necessarily just music creatives. You've got artists, you know, visual artists. You've got audio visual artists and graphic designers and videographers. Yeah, all of those people. So rather than it just being like go to a gig and you know, just being top down A&R people from record companies and stuff, it's not like that anymore because it's been completely democratized, been completely opened up by the internet and stuff.
So my question to you would be, what's your point of differentiation? What makes you so different from I know what makes you different, they don't, but what makes you different from the next sound engineer? Or DJ? Yeah,
I mean, like, I'm not a DJ. I'm not a sound engineer. I'm a performance musicologist. You know, I'm a party captain. I'm a remix artist. You know, like it's by avoiding those pigeonholes, then you leave yourself open, and you leave your mind open to all of the different possible. You know, there's never one way to do anything, one thing. Yeah. So if you leave yourself open-minded, you leave yourself open to those different possibilities. It was like a video I was watching on YouTube today where they were doing a test about, what was it called? Not lateral thinking. Disruptive thinking, I think it was.
Sounds like chaos theory.
Divergent thinking. So it's like, can you think of 15 different applications for a paperclip? You know, a back scratcher or a toothpick, you know, like all these different applications.
It's the same way
if you're thinking divergently, then all of a sudden it's like, but does the paperclip actually need to be made of metal? Does it actually have to be this big, or can it be fucking 12 feet tall? Could it be made out of candy floss? And then you've got more uses for the paperclip because you can open up what a paperclip actually is. So, and it's the same thing with this. If you just leave yourself open to every possibility, then then you leave yourself open to be able to stick and move, drunk and master it.
Drunk and master music. Okay. I definitely like to ask, like, you've got to see the ciphers. You've played in a rock band. You've produced all kinds of music. And you've witnessed the spoken word. Is there anything about all of it that's seemingly connected besides the creative process?
The one thing that I've noticed is just that there's definitely like a zeitgeist happening at the moment of, you know, it's not just one person, it's not just a small group of people, it's being noticed across.
Like a culture.
Everybody can see that, like, there's a moment. Everybody can feel the moment that they're in at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, like I believe that it started at 2012. You know, the Mayan calendar and all of that shit. That it was like rather than being the end of the world, that it was just a time of transition, like a transitional change. And so that was the, you know, this came to a head, and then it flipped over and started going this way. And so now that they're starting to build momentum, the more it builds momentum, the more people are starting to notice it. It's pretty exciting. I think it's going to continue.
No, I definitely see it.
As you're in it, as you can feel yourself walking along your own strings of fate and predetermination, you know, even if things are predetermined, you're still making the choices that are, you know, you're still living through it. You're not standing outside it to see it being predetermined. So when you do actually sort of visualize that,
It stopped.
do you think it stopped recording? Or?
Yeah, it did. I forget. It's got the time.
Oh no, it's still going.
Oh, we're still going. Right, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, like, if you see it, sort of see yourself walking along it while you're making your choices, then you can actually see that you can control it, you know?
Yeah.
So it could go good or it could go bad, but when you're actually walking along it, making the choices as well, and seeing other people doing that, then you can actually control the universe.
Of music, yeah.
The entire universe, like I'm going bigger with it. But I mean, at the same time, you know, like,
who should be writing books, me or you?
if you're not looking at it that way, then it just sounds stupid because it's just like, well, you're not controlling the universe. You're just fucking walking around in your normal day-to-day life. But I don't know, when you can see the strings of fate, and or you know, when you can see the behind the veil and you can see what's actually going on, then you can exploit it for good.
Exploited for good. Junkies need to listen to you. Anyway, besides that, what are your upcoming projects?
Okay, so
June is jam-packed.
Yeah, it's pretty
got Lock It Up, got Whammy, got...
Yeah, so, okay, so the Worn Out Collective, which is a collective of me and some friends from sort of the underground instrument-based sort of punk and metal community. We sort of got together to organise shows that like the shows that we went to when we were sort of kids and growing up and stuff. And so, yeah, we're doing, the next one is this Saturday at Whammy Bar, and that's a metal show. So that's got Malevolence and Inside Arkham, who are two sort of like, I don't know, old hats of the scene, and they haven't. Malevolence still plays shows, but Inside Arkham, we haven't seen play in ages. So we just organised the shows that we want to go to, or the shows we would have wanted to go to when we were young, you know, just to demonstrate the value of the scene for the younger people who are just used to seeing the same people sort of recycling through bands and stuff. But by demonstrating that value, it, you know, it encourages them to start their own bands and thing.
Is it just that, or is it part of it, like part of it being like purity of the craft itself? You know, like I came out on jazz and gospel before I got into hip hop, and to just, you know, hear artists who are just passionate, whether they're getting paid or not. Nowadays, people are belting it out so they can get a check. Yeah, and
it shouldn't be about the check. So we want people to do it for the love, and then when they've done it for the love, then we want to be able to actually pay them. You know, I just saw this thing on Facebook today. It was like musicians pack $5,000 of gear into a $500 car to drive 5 kilometers to make $50. You know?
It's crazy. It can get like that. Yeah, I remember those days. Those were thirsty days.
And that's still happening, especially in this scene, and the scene that like Worn Out are organising shows for, you know, like people shouldn't be expected to do it for the love. People should do it for the love
and get paid.
Instead of the other way around.
Yeah. A little bit of controversy. I've always said this. I don't know whether you're going to agree with me or not, but I think that some of the best artists aren't on mainstream.
Oh, no way. I think that, like, because, you know, we live in an advanced capitalist society. So the lines of, like, everything that's valued is, I mean, even the word value is immediately sort of, like, construed as being, like, an economic thing. If it's value, what's its value? It means how much money is it worth?
Who's it valuable to? Who's it valuable to, you know?
So the commercial music is, I mean, the popular stuff is the stuff that makes the most money, and that's all there is to it.
But it's not the people.
It doesn't mean it's the best. I don't think that the fact that it makes money. I mean, like, what jazz is on the top 40 charts? No,
it's popular. I think it's popular on social media, but when I'm just chilling, I'm a musician. I'm a hip hop musician. Technically, I'm a hip hop musician. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop when I'm off well, if I'm not in the studio sampling beats, I'm listening to jazz. I'm listening to Bob Marley and Stephen Marley, and Lord knows I even listen to some classic music just to get myself out of that place. But that's the thing. In order to be able to come up with something as classic as Paparazzi by Exhibit, you have to be able to listen to all these different genres of music. And you've got these guys who are stuck in this dirty South with rock. They're stuck in their own genres. You have to cross, like you said, cross-pollination is the key. So before we end this, and it gets too long, I'm going to ask you for dates, times, and places.
Yeah, okay. So, Prod Cross-Pollination is every Wednesday. Iron Bar Cafe, 150K Road.
No doubt.
Starts at 9 p.m. and we usually get the first acts on at like 10:30ish. Rather than playing like house music or, you know, like in-house music, like a playlist, I much prefer anyone that comes through that's got beats on their phone, or bring your flash drive, bring your laptop, and showcase your stuff before the people on the bill play. This week we've got Afsid Kajigafi and No One. So, and that's going to be really cool. These guys are doing some really off-the-wall stuff. This is probably one that I'm most excited for this month. And that's it. Next week is JCK and Dixies. And Wednesday after that is Brawl and Less is More. Also doing some really, really interesting stuff. And it's not just hip-hop, you know, it's the electronic music community. So if you are not using musical instruments and you just...
wanted to ask your opinion on that. Not meaning to insult New Zealand music, but like house is not, you know, my friend, she just kills house, and it's so big in the States right now, and it's like New Zealand is still playing catch up with the house. And you know how they had the old school jungle kind of thing, and it's big now, but it doesn't seem to be. Well,
you know, it's just like you were saying before, like it's
go ahead.
It's from the It's just emerging from the underground. There's always been a jungle scene in New Zealand, like since jungle emerged as a genre in like in the mid-90s, you know. And there's always been a house scene as well. Like I remember, like you know, being at supper club at 7 in the morning. That was house playing then, and that's house playing now. It's just that it's entering the mainstream again, because that always goes in waves, you know.
The cycle.
Yeah, and it'll go away, like just the way that like dubstep has essentially disappeared again, or it's turned into trap, or whatever you want to say. But it'll come back in its wave. I guess it's like it'll be another 20 years. That's usually about the size of the cycle. Retro revival, you know, like 90s is like retro now. Everyone's wearing the 90s fashion has come back.
I don't think so. But before we cut this off.
Oh yeah, okay. And so that's one side of it. The producers' nights every Wednesday. And then,
Wacky Top.
That's right.
Wacky Top. You know what I want to dance out. It's going to be crazy.
I'm going to pull out these posters for the other gigs.
For real. But
so this Saturday...
get back in the short.
Yep. Malevolence, Inside Arkham, Graves, and Sententia. If you're into metal, you've come to the right place. On the 27th of June, we've got a rather depressing show. Undiscovered Moons of Saturn, Pipe Kisser, Thunderchild, and How Can You Expect to Be Taken Seriously? I'm a big fan of this poster. I can't even see it, can we?
I have to get a snapshot.
And then on the 4th of July, Machina Rex, all the way from Dunedin on a national tour. We'll be taking care of their Auckland show. You can't even see that. On the 4th of July, Independence Day, with Parents, Carols, Young Nats, and Contenders. That's a more punky one.
Yeah.
And then, 19th of June as well, Whack It Up at Cassette 9.
Yeah.
That's the dancehall special, but Whack It Up has moved out of being just about dancehall. It's about Afrobeat and all of the diasporic
Yes,
African
it's gonna
derived
be interesting.
musics.
I gotta be in two places at once.
Oh yeah.
I gotta be at the Cypher and I gotta be at Wacky
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
That's how busy it is out here. We grinding, we grinding. Hard work equals results.
And on the 20th of June as well, the next night is the first night of the winter sessions. And that's at Iron Bar Cafe. So that's with me, Chillin, and Oracle. We'll be holding it down on the
hosted by
the
Elsa.
decks. Hosted by Elsa, My Freak Fashion.
Yeah.
And was that sponsored by OIC?
Yeah, for real. Last but not least, before we cut off, people don't know that you were actually in a band. I don't. Maybe some people do.
Oh yeah, I've been in a few bands in my day. Yeah, the most recent band I was in was called Two Wolves. We've got our album that we released year before last. We recorded the year before last, and released it at the end of 2013. That's still available on Bandcamp, on vinyl from our Bandcamp. So that's twowolves.bandcamp.com.
Make sure you send it to me and I'll post it up.
Cool. Band before that was Kia Kaha Kids. That was punk stuff. Just playing bass for both of those bands. And then the old OG technical death metal band.
I have to ask you a question because I like to try to put people on the spot.
No, yeah.
Being African, doing rock and punk, which is not the
stereotypical type of music, maybe.
How's it been? I mean, what was the experience like?
I mean, when I got into that stuff, man, like Bad Brains as a 1980s New York hardcore band.
Yeah.
And they're like the godfathers of hardcore. All black dudes in the band. Like, Madball, Agnostic Front, Cro-Mags, all those guys were all actually inspired by this band, Bad Brains. And another band called Death. They were also, yep, that's what they were called. Also, like pioneers of punk music, or not punk music, but like American sort of like more metally punk music.
Right.
I mean, it was just a adolescent, knee-jerk reaction to wanting to be the exact opposite of what was expected. Yeah. So that's sort of what was behind my embracing that culture. And also just because I started playing guitar when I was 13, and obviously I wasn't very technically skilled at it, so the easiest music to play is punk music, where you just need to know 3 chords and just belt it out.
You're technically skilled now.
And yeah, as I became more technically skilled, of course, I moved more into more metal than punk, because that required more technical skill. And then when I hit the wall, then that's probably where, I found my style, where it doesn't require the amount of technical skill to be sweet picking and fucking,
everything
shredding, but still enough technical skill to play some grooves and polyrhythms and stuff like that.
Definitely appreciate it. So this is the man I call Jay. He does a lot of my acoustic, does a lot of my sound for me. Everybody else knows him as DJ Chillin. He's a man turning New Zealand hip-hop and rock on its head. Looking forward to seeing what you do in the next months. We're going to bring him back in July to find out how everything's going. So we'll see you then. Glad walking.
Boom.
See you then. We out.